my comfort zone. I was doing just enough to get by. I was working on a job, they paid me just enough to keep me from quitting, and I worked just hard enough to keep from getting fired. How many know people like that? Blink your eyes and you understand what I'm talking about. I was pogged. I knew I could do more. But when my mama died, it took something out of me. When I went through a divorce, it took something out of me. When my best friend died, it took something out of me. I paused. And somebody said that life is like an onion. You have to peel it one layer at a time. And sometimes you cry. Life's going to happen to you when you have a dream. You're going to get slapped around. And don't take it personal. Don't ask, why did this have to happen to me? Why not you? Who would you suggest? You want to give us some names, some email addresses? And don't tell everybody. 80% don't care, and 20% glad it's you. It's called life. Suck it up.
Yeah.
And move on. Get over it. It happens to everybody. Here's the other thing is you look at your goals and look at your dreams. When you're going through some stuff, repeat out to me, please. When things go wrong, don't go with them.
Don't go with them.
Yes, write that down. When things go wrong, don't go with them. When you're working on a business deal, you're counting on some money. Someone said you will get the loan, and it falls through. You have an event, and the people that you thought would be there and support you, they don't come through. Or someone turns against you, or you get ripped off. It's going to happen to you. Happened to me. Someone stole all my products. My database, over 180,000 names and addresses. It's not personal. It's going to happen to everybody. It does. 8 out of 10 millionaires have been financially bankrupt. Walt Disney had he filed bankruptcy 7 times and had 2 nervous breakdowns. It's called life. But I got a saying, when life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. You've got the power in you to do that. You've got something special.
That's
You've
right,
got comeback power.
That's it.
Here's the other thing. Let us say together, it's possible.
It's possible.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
It's me.
It's me.
Yes, write that down. It's me. Take ownership for your life. Nobody can live your dream for you but you. Nobody's going to take care of your business like you.
That's right.
Stop coming up with excuses. Don't give yourself permission to continue to live a small life. You can't fit a big dream into a small life. Give yourself permission to go for it, to test yourself, to challenge yourself, to live full. Like the saying, always strive to get on top in life, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. The reason you're here is because there's something in you that says, I can do more. This just can't be it. There's something in you. There's a calling on your life. There's something in your heart that caused you to get tested and spend the money to go to seminar after seminar and listen to message after message and speaker after speaker. Because there's something in you that tells you this is not it for you. You have not peaked here. There's more in you that you're expressing. Eye is not seen, ear is not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what's in store for you if you challenge yourself, if you persist and persevere, if you take ownership for your life. George Bernard Shaw said the people that make it in this life, they look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. Create what you want.
That's right.
You have the power in you to do more than you can ever begin to imagine, to control your destiny, to make a difference in our children, to make a difference on the planet, to make an impact. Let us say together, it's me. Let us say together, it's hard. Say it like you know it. Say it's hard. Ladies and gentlemen, it's hard. There are people who have seen their retirements taken away from them by the corporations that they work for. They were within 2 or 3 years of retiring, and they had it taken from them. The number one entrepreneurs in this country now are senior citizens. The number one employer, number two, McDonald's and Walmart. And there's nothing wrong with those jobs. I guarantee you those people did not have a plan to end up living their lives at the end of life with those types of jobs. And they didn't have a plan like you have, and while you're investing in yourself, not to. And it's hard. There are people making choices between purchasing prescription drugs or paying for gas or a mortgage note. It's hard when you're working on a job for 20 years, 30 years, give them some good years, and then they come in and tell you, we've downsized. In other words, you're fired. And then you have to start all over again. How many of you know it's hard? Raise your hands, please.
Ooh.
It's hard.
Jesus.
And it's not fair. One of the things I like about HAARP is he talks about work and investing in yourself. It's not fair when people are going up against that kind of stuff to tell them just think positive and be enthusiastic and everything will work out all right. Ain't that kind of party.
Correct.
It's hard. Life will put some knots on your head. I bought my first home for my mother. I was rushing, didn't know what I was doing, and I bought a home that had a lien against it. And they called me, Mr. Brown, yes, there's a lien against your property. We need $55,000 if you're going to stay there. Wait a minute, sir. I just bought this home. The guy told me there were no liens against it. I'm not the one that owe you the money. You should have checked that out, Mr. Brown. Come on. I called my attorney, we followed up. Yes, Les, there's a lien against the property. But he told me there were no liens. He lied, obviously. Oh my God. He told me he wanted to help me because he admired the fact that I was buying this home for my mother and that he was adopted, and he identified with me. Les, he suckered you. He played you, man. So what? Well, would they take payment arrangements? What about $5,000 a month? They want all the money, Les. They want all the money, or you're going to have to get out. The house is going up for sheriff's sale. Do you have it? No, I don't have it. Can they give me some time? Tell them to give me 3 months, please. Give me 3 months. My mother's in her 70s, man. She has a bad heart. Don't do this to me. This is my dream. Don't do this, man. Please, let me talk to them. Les, I'm talking to their attorney. They don't want to talk to you. I've got to talk to the attorney. Do you have the money? No. Will they give me 3 months? No. What about 2 months? No, Les. They want the money in 7 days. Oh my God. Let me call you back, I'm not sure. And I walked the floors thinking, God, how could this happen to me? I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure this out. It seemed like the days are just ticking off. Thursday I had to call them and let them know. They called me, Les, do you have the money? No, I don't. Friday you have to leave. The sheriff will be there. You'll have to leave, Les. They're gonna take my house. What about my down payment? lost it, Les. You lost it. Okay. I gotta go, yes. I prayed, Lord, please, if you show me that you're real. If you're really real, you think Paul worked for you. You haven't seen anything. Don't let me lose this house and watch what I'll do for you. I was trying to cut a deal. Have you ever tried to cut a deal? It's amazing how spiritual you get when you get in trouble. You know what I mean? When I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I was going to bed with the Bible and the Holy Quran and Science of Mind and Joel Goldsmith, everything I could find. I was praying to Jesus, Yahweh, Melchizedek, everybody. I was calling on everybody. It's amazing. And there I was, walking the floor, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had to go and wake my mother up. I got on my knees and I said, Mama, I said, I need you to wake up. She said, what's wrong, Leslie? I can hear you walking back and forth. I'm not asleep, son. I said, there's something I need to tell you. She said, your eyes are red. Why are your eyes red? Because I feel so stupid now. Why? We got to move tomorrow. Why, Leslie? There's a lien against the property and they want $55,000 and I don't have it. And we're going to be set out tomorrow. We have to go back to Liberty City. So,
hey guys, Grant Cardone here. For the last 10 years, I've been running what is today's largest, most successful business conference.
To Liberty City. So she said, it's okay. I don't like this house anyhow. I said, why? She said, because of my arthritic knees. It hurts my knees when I go up the steps. I said, and why didn't you tell me? Because you were so happy. I just said it because you were happy. I'll live in a shack with you, boy. I love you. It's not the house. I love you. I love all my children. I said, thank you, Mom. Thank you. The next day when we were in the truck going back to Liberty City, and we pulled down 68th Terrace, the neighbors came out and said, wow, Mamie, y'all coming back? Are you back? Yes. What happened to the home your boy bought for you? Those boys you adopted. Leslie didn't do a title search. He made a mistake. And boy, I was so humiliated. How many ever made a mistake that you just humiliated? Raise your hands. I was devastated. I was taking the furniture off the truck, and my mother came and I was crying. And she said, boy, I said, yes, ma'am. She said, hold your head up. I said, Mama, I can't. She said, hold your head up. I said, why? Look what I've done. She said, it's okay. It's okay. You are going to make a lot of mistakes in life, young man. You're going to fail your way to success. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Keep your head up and take that furniture back in the house. I said, yes, ma'am. And I learned something from that. If you ever go through something, hold your head up. If you ever make a mistake, hold your head up. If you ever do something that everything goes wrong, life catch you on the blind side, hold your head up. It's not over. Goethe says, that which does not kill you will make you stronger. Hold your head up. Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, hold your head up.
Hold your head up.
Here's something else, ladies and gentlemen. Repeat after me, please. You gotta be hungry.
You gotta be hungry.
Everybody together, you gotta be hungry.
You gotta be hungry.
I'll never forget Mr. Washington said, Mr. Brown, yes, sir. What do you want to do with your life, young man? I said, sir, I want to be a disc jockey. He said, Mr. Brown? I said, yes, sir. He said, you got to be hungry. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, people that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry are willing to invest in themselves. People that are hungry will go to seminars and workshops. People that are hungry are always searching, always seeking higher ground. So how do you want to make it? I said, I want to be a disc jockey. He says, good. Here's what to do. He said, I want you to read 10 to 15 pages of something positive every day. He said, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. You must program yourself to success. He said, I want you to listen to Earl Nightingale and Zig Ziglar. Listen, faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. He said, I want you to change your relationships. And I don't want you to ever lose your hunger. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, people that are hungry are unstoppable. People that are hungry are no matter what people. They make it happen no matter what. He said, I want you to listen to Paul Harvey. Who is he? He's the world's greatest communicator. Success leaves clues, young man. Always listen and follow people who are doing what it is you want to do at the level you want to do it, and learn from them. I told T. Hop when we were standing by the stage, I said, hey man, I want to work more with you. I want you to coach me. I want to learn from you. See, I found you're never too old to learn, and you're never too young to teach. Always have a thirst for learning. So I listened to Paul Harvey every day on the radio. While in school, I would go out and listen in his car. He gave me his keys. I was working to develop myself. And I continued to listen to motivational messages, and he would take me to see the late Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, who wrote the book, The Power of Positive Thinking. I toured with him before he passed. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Don't allow your circumstances to determine who you are. Don't allow your negative thoughts to hold you back. You have something special. You can do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Dr. Peale was an incredible man. I admired him when he spoke. He gave me goosebumps. I can feel him in my heart. And I never forget, we were coming back to the school, and Mr. Washington said, Mr. Brown, yes, sir. When Dr. Peale spoke, you didn't move. When he spoke, you were hanging on every word. When he spoke, we didn't have to tell you to sit down and be quiet. Why? I said, sir, I could feel him when he talked. I felt like he was talking to me, sir. He said, he was. I said, but he doesn't know me, but he was speaking to you. Did you feel him in your heart? I said, yes, sir. He said, most people feel him in their head. If you felt him in your heart, he said, listen to him, sir. Follow him, learn from him. And I would go to seminars and workshops. Anywhere I would find where Dr. Peale was, I would be in the audience. I would drive 200 and 300 miles just to hear him speak. And my dream and vision was to share the stage with him. I thought about it. What is your goal? What is your vision? I want you to hold it in mind. There's some power in that. Because when I became involved in speaking, I never forget, I got a call from Art Mandino, who wrote the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. He said, Les, I'm stuck in Philadelphia. I need to be in Kankakee. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale's appearing. I can't make it. I heard you're in Chicago. I said, yes, I am. Can you go and open for me? I said, yes, man. Oh, my God. Dr. Peale, I said, yes, I'd love to do it. And I went there, and I came. I said, hi, I'm Les Brown. He said, you're not the band renowned? I said, no, I'm Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. I'm here to speak. He said, come backstage. And his wife, Martha, was there. And she said, Papa, Les Brown is here, the speaker. And he said, Les Brown, shoot for the moon. Because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. I said, sir, that's my quote. I wrote you when I was in the 11th grade. I was a part of a special education class project. That's my quote. He said, I know. I end all my speeches with that quote. And Dr. Peale had a great sense of humor. The young man was backstage, and I had so many questions to ask him, and my mind froze up, and the young guy said, Dr. Peale, how old are you? And he was up in age. He said, Sonny, I'm 92. The young man looked at him and said, I don't know if I want to live to get 92. He said, that's because you've never been 91. So I did the things that Mr. Washington suggested. I listened to motivational tapes on a regular basis. I would go to seminars and workshops whenever Zig Ziglar, Dr. Dennis Wagley, and Jim Rohn would come to town. And I said, sir, what do you want me to do now? He said, Mr. Brown, I've given you everything that I can give you. He said, develop your mind, put your money where your mouth is, continue to learn how to be an effective communicator, because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. And always surround yourself with OQP, only quality people. So I went to apply for a job on Miami Beach. WMBM radio station. Milton Butterball Smith was the program director. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. He said, young man, you have any journalism in your background? I said, well, no, sir, I don't. Do you have any experience in broadcasting? I said, no, sir, but I practice all the time, sir. Let me audition for you, sir. Let me show you how good I am. All I need is a shot, sir. He says, no, we don't have any job for you. How many ever been rejected? Raise your hands, please. I was devastated. I went back and I told Mr. Washington, I said, Mr. Washington, they said no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, you gotta be hungry. Know your vitamin. Go back again. I said, yes, sir. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. Young man, weren't you here yesterday? Yes, sir, I was. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? Yes, sir, you did. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. Nobody was laid off or fired. Now, get on out of here. I came back the next day. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 2 days? Yes, sir, I was. Didn't I tell you no the last 2 days? Yes, sir, you did. Why are you back? Oh, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick or died. No one was laid off or fired. Now, don't you come back here again. I came back the next day talking loud, looking happy like I was seeing him for the first time. I said, hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He looked at me with rage. He says, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. My favorite book says, the greatest among you will be your servant. How many of you are serious about your goals and dreams? Raise your hands. Very good. Write this down. Provide more service than you get paid for. Provide more service than you get paid for. I go to a lot of seminars and workshops. And one of the things I know about HAARP Eckert, when I was sitting in the class of Robert Bell and all of the other presenters, they hold themselves to high standards and they provide more information than anybody else in the industry, bar none. They hold nothing back because their commitment is for your success. And when you hold yourself to high standards, write this down, impact drives income. That's why you're here. Because the training, the seminars, been making a difference in your life. If they did not have impact, 200 or 300 people would be here, if that amount. Impact drives income. So I became the errand boy for the disc jockeys. I would go get their lunch and their dinner, and I would bring it to them in the control room, and I'd watch them working the control boards, knowing my time will come. Write this down. I expect to reach my goal. Yes, you want to operate with a spirit of expectation. I expect to reach my goal. So I started preparing for the next position. Never forget one quote that I heard. As you look at your life, look at your goals and dreams. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. If you expect to reach your goal, prepare yourself now. And so then pretty soon, the guys at the station, they begin to take a liking to me. Write this down. Build relationships. As you're aware, people deal with people that they know, like, and trust. And so they would say, Leslie, yes, sir. Come here, yes. Come outside. Who did this? Well, your car, yes. Who cleaned my car? I did, sir. I would wax their cars on the weekend, inside and out. How much do you charge? Oh, nothing, sir. I just wanted to help out. I was providing more service than I got paid for. I was building relationships. They said, whoa, look here. Down at Ross and the Supremes are coming to town. The Four Tops and the Temptations. Here are my car keys. Pick them up for me. Take them to the Fountain Blue Hotel on Miami Beach. I said, yes, sir. I would drive them all over Miami Beach in the big long Cadillacs. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. Then one day, it was a Saturday afternoon, and I was the only one there. Rock and roll, you got your show. About to fall off the chair. And there I was looking out the room window. walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, rock, drink. Drink, rock. Drink, rock. I'd go and get him some more if he'd asked me to. Then pretty soon the phone rang. It was the general manager, and I answered the phone. Said, hello? He said, young boy, this is Miss Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I said to myself, he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend, Cassandra, said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn up the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes, and I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, you're not at work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and segue the record, but don't say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get old Rock out of the way. I put on a fast record. I said, look out, this is me, LB Triple P. Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single, love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. I was hungry. Get old man a round of applause. I was hungry. I was hungry. You gotta be hungry. Shake someone's hand on your right and left all around you and say, you gotta be hungry. You gotta be hungry. To get those dreams out of your head and step into your greatness, you gotta be hungry. To get those ideas, a gift, out of your system, you gotta be hungry. Up off the canvas of life and understand what Willie Jolly meant, that a setback is a setup for a comeback. You gotta be hungry. People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. How many of you got value out of what you've heard thus far? Raise your hands, please. Very good. I'd like to leave this with you. I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what you want to do. Here's what I know about you. You have greatness within you. Here's what I know about you. I can help you to live full and to die empty. I can show you what I've learned. If anybody told me that I would be doing what I'm doing now, I leave here today, I go to New Orleans and speak there, then I'll be flown to Barcelona. If anybody told me, given my circumstances, born in an abandoned building on a floor in a poor section of Miami, Florida, called Liberty City, if both my birth parents stood up and said, hello, son, I would not know either one. Being labeled educable, mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade, failed again when I was in the 8th grade, no college training. Anybody told me the principles that I would teach you, that they would have the impact that it has had on my life. This Les Brown that you see, I did not know he existed. And I tell you that you have greatness within you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Come into the room with me. And I guarantee your life will never be the same again. I like to leave this with you. I don't know what your goals are. Mine is to find a cure to autism. Mine is to find a cure to breast cancer and to prostate cancer. Mine is to work with our youth and to reduce the recidivism rate in our prisons and help young people learn how to become an asset to our society rather than a liability. Mine is to train speakers to become great communicators, to speak from their heart, not their heads, and teach them how to impact and create a new conversation so people can see the possibilities of life and overcome the possibility blindness that held me hostage for 14 years. I don't know what your goals are, but here's what I know about you, and I don't know you. You've got greatness within you. And I like to leave this with you, something my mother used to love to hear me say. Leslie, yes ma'am, mama. Say that thing for me, boy, that makes me feel good. I dedicate this to you, to the greatness in you, and to the dream that you showed up on the planet to produce. And it's simply this. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless, useless and worthless without it. And if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence, and stern pertinacity,
Listening to KABC in Los Angeles. We've got clear skies, a perfect 68 degrees.
at his comments and he was answering some questions in the comments. And he said he actually still has room to grow to meet his weight cap. So he's got room to add some size and improve a little bit. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing here. This certainly looks to be a bigger and more complete version of Terrence's physique. And I think anybody who's not super excited for what 2025 holds for classic physique, I think you're out of your mind, because I think these guys, they're all bringing it. And I think this Olympia is going to be something special. And this return of Terrence Ruffin, I think will be the best Terrence we've ever seen to date. It's giving me the same vibes, like when we were talking about Logan Franklin going into the Arnold Classic. The updates were just so good that it kind of inclined a lot of people to think, well, maybe Logan has a chance here, and sure enough, he was top 2. Some of these updates that we're seeing from Terrence are giving me that same vibe. Like, he just looks so good in these updates. It's hard to imagine that he's going to miss. And at this point, we're still 2 months away. He's still 8 weeks out from the Pittsburgh show. Actually, probably a little more than that, probably more like 8.5 weeks out from the Pittsburgh show. But I have a feeling this is going to be a very talked about comeback. And I think his name is going to be back in that conversation as one of the top classic guys, which is going to be the most interesting thing about 2025, in my opinion, at the Olympia, is who's going to step up to that plate and try to fill the shoes that were left by Chris Bumstead. And there's so many talented guys right now. I think we're going to see all-out war at the Olympia for that vacant title. And another guy that's gunning for that classic physique title, Ramon Dino, posted a couple black and white physique updates today. We know he's weighing 122 kilos, so roughly 269-ish pounds. Very big, very full, very vascular version of Ramon that we're seeing so far. And again, I kind of want to keep these guys in the back of our mind. I know we're fresh off the Arnold Classic. We're thinking about Mike Sommerfeld. We're thinking about Logan Franklin. Wesley Vissers, by the way, I just saw a post today that Wesley, it looks like he's taking a break for an indefinite amount of time. He was originally scheduled to do the Detroit show, which is the next show on the schedule at the end of this month. But he put out a post, he put out a statement that said, I will listen to my body and my coach, and I'll be taking a break until we feel we are ready to do a show with a much better package. And I saw a video the other day of Wesley talking with his coach, Boss of Outlaw, about this, and it still seemed like they were kind of unsure whether or not he was still going to do Pittsburgh. So this statement, again, doesn't really confirm how long that break's going to be. It seems after dropping in placings, obviously losing the Arnold Classic title. But it is worth pointing out that Wesley is not currently qualified for this year's Mr. Olympia. So he would need to compete again at some point during the year if his goal is still to do the 2025 Mr. Olympia. So I think he's not saying he's taking the year off, because he would still have to qualify for the Olympia if that's still the goal. And going back to Ramon, that's why I said I kind of want to keep these guys in the back of our mind as we get closer to the Olympia, because Ramon is already qualified. Summer is. Ramon might not talk about much up until the Olympics. We're not going to see them on stage, or at least in theory we won't, because we have to focus on the Olympia. But obviously, as is proof in these updates, these guys are still here and they are still coming for that title. Now, kind of to circle back to what we're talking about with Terrence, Terrence is going to Pittsburgh Pro. We got kind of a tentative Pittsburgh Pro competitor list today. So again, the competitor list is never really followed until the week of the show. But we got an idea of some more of the names that are doing it, including some of the ones that we already knew. So the list that they gave includes Eric Wood, Leandro Perez, Martin Fitzwater, Nick Walker, Vitaly, aka Good Vito, Vitaly Bonico, James Hollingshead. Michael Prizzo is confirmed he's doing it. William Bonac also is confirmed that he's doing it. So some big names added to that list. Michael Prizzo, Bonac, James Hollingshead. We already knew Good Vito, Nick Walker, Martin Fitzwater. That was going to be a great battle to see. This is going to be a hell of a show. And, you know, you think about how good the Arnold Classic was. That was a fantastic lineup there. And we're going to get to see something completely different now in Pittsburgh. And we're not even talking about the Olympia here. These are like world-class lineups that we're just getting treated to at the beginning of the year. And again, you've got the Detroit Pro at the end of the month. They haven't released their full competitor list yet, but we know that we're going to see Carlos Thomas Jr. and Good Vito classic physique. We've got some great battles just right around the corner in men's open bodybuilding. Just to see Mark, Nick, and Good Vito all compete on the same stage, I really want to see how this shakes out. I'm very curious to see what happens here. And then you throw Michael Krizo into that mix. We've just got a new physique update. This is Michael Krizo's big comeback show. He's coming off of this shoulder surgery. He looks, based on these updates, to be pretty much back to 100%. He looks like his old self. He looks back to full form. And Michael Krizo, he is a force to be reckoned with, or at least he was before he took the time off for his shoulder surgery. So I want to see him come back and be fully competitive. And I think he will be. I mean, just keep in mind, he was top 7 at the Olympics in 2023. He is still one of the best bodybuilders in the world, and he is still going to be a threat in this lineup. So I was excited about Nick, Martin, and Good Vito, but now add Krizo to that mix. We've got ourselves a hell of a show. Bonac too. Bonac was top 7 at this year's Mr. Olympia. And like I said, this isn't going to be a finalized competitor list until the week of the show, meaning I think there's still a chance you're going to see more names jump in this as this lineup has already presented itself to be a star-studded show. I think you're going to see more relatively big names jump in here. And I have a feeling this Pittsburgh lineup is probably the best it's going to get from then to the Olympia. Because I honestly don't think we're going to see Derek, Sampson, or Hottie until the Olympia if we see them again this year. I'm not sure about Hottie with the visa situation. I do think that played a role in him not doing the Arnold, but I think now that the Arnold is done, I don't think you're going to see any of those top 3 guys compete until the Olympia. So this Pittsburgh Pro, having Nick Walker who was top 3 Olympian, Martin Fitzwater who was top 4, Krizo and Bonac top 7, Good Vito kind of the wild card here. This is probably the best lineup that we're going to get for the rest of the year as far as high Olympia placements in the lineup. Unless Hottie comes out of nowhere, does a random show, but again, none of them need to. They've all won the Olympia in the last 5 years. They're all qualified. They don't need to re-qualify Derek Sampson or Hottie. But outside of those 3 guys, I really think the only thing that could maybe top this Pittsburgh lineup is if for some reason maybe Rami comes out of retirement and jumps in one of these shows. Now that would be crazy. But it certainly seems like this Pittsburgh is going to be about as good as it gets. And by the way, I should also show the physique update that we got of William Bonac today. It's time to show Krizo. And as far as Olympia placements go, they're still neck and neck. I mean, Bonac's most recent Olympia was 7th. Krizo's most recent Olympia was 7th. So I think those 2 guys are going to have quite the battle as well. It's pretty, who knows, maybe one of them is able to pull off an upset here and beat one of these top guys like Nick, like Good Vito, and Martin. And hell, I'm kind of putting Martin in that conversation just because he's a wild card. Or not Martin, but Good Vito in that conversation just because he's a wild card. We really don't know how he's going to do. Maybe all these guys end up beating him here. Who knows? But Bonac looks incredible in this update. We haven't really seen anything super recent from Good Vito, but we are going to get a little bit of a preview of how Vito is looking in Detroit, which will be a full, so it's the end of this month, so it'll be a full about 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks ahead of the New York show. So it'll be a nice, very early preview of what he's like. And I think if he's able to win that show, a nice bit of momentum going into Pittsburgh. And Bonac, by the way, also doing the Detroit show. And again, we don't have the full competitor list for that show yet, but we should in about a week and a half know exactly who's doing that show. And I know that Good Vito has said he's doing it, but right now on the Detroit Pro social media, they only have Bonac, they have James Hollingshead, they have Carlos Thomas Jr., they have Sasa Roddy, they have Iron Gali, they have Ron Gordon, also Justin Wyatt. And I know for Classic Physique, and this is kind of why I was talking about the Wesley Vissers thing earlier, I know for Classic, both Matt Grego, who did really well at the Arnold, and Wesley Vissers were initially confirmed for Detroit Classic Physique. I don't know if Wesley is still doing it. His statement really was kind of unclear. But those are really the 2 big ones that we've got right on the horizon to look forward to. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about both of those shows and the lineups that we have so far for those shows. What do you guys think? Now, next up in the news, let's get into kind of the two controversial stories of the week. So, the first one, men's physique. I don't talk a whole lot about men's physique, but I thought this was a significant story because the guy that won the men's physique Arnold Classic category, Ali Bilal, he won the whole show, and right after he saw Arnold's comments about men's physique, and he is now boycotting the Arnold Classic, and he says he will never do another Arnold Classic again.
What's up, everyone? I just wanted to come here on social media and say a few things about the Arnold Classic. It's been 5 days since I won the show, and if you ask me how I feel, if I'm happy with the win, of course I am, you know. But it just gave me a bit of mixed feeling, this show, because everything I see on social media, everything that's going on, like Arnold saying the show day, you know, that men's physique was stupid division and you don't know why the IFBB created it. It just killed the whole happy vibes for me. I don't know why. So I've decided this was my last ever Arnold Classic. I'm not going to go to a show where my division, where I get treated with disrespect. I don't think it's fair that an open division get 500,000, classic get 60K, and a men's physique division only get 10,000. It's not fair. You know, we prep as hard as a classic. We train as hard. We bring a good conditioning, we bring a good physique. If you just go to Middle East or whatever Asian countries, if you see how popular men's physique is, it's crazy. It brings so much money. Just to see my reach, and when I post a video or some open guy posts a video, nothing against anyone, it gets a crazy reach. It's a very, very popular division. I'm not saying it's one of the most popular, but it's a very popular division. And you know, I'm gonna go to shows like Pittsburgh Pro, New York Pro, which are big shows where we get treated with respect that we deserve because we really work hard this. Imagine you prepping for 16 weeks and then you go to a show and someone tell you, oh, who invited you here, you know? We don't even like you. It doesn't feel good, I think. So I just want to say my opinion. I don't care what whoever thinks about it. So yeah, that's it.
I wanted to ask, like you said, if the apology comes, the prize money gets increased. You know, you are right now one of the best men's physique athletes in the current day and age of men's physique. Do you not think you'll ever go back and do the second biggest show in the world?
No.
Never.
I'm a man of my word, man. I'm not gonna go there. Everything I said until now, I did it, right? So I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna do Pittsburgh Pro, New York Pro, and Olympia. That's it.
And this garnered a pretty good amount of support from the men's physique community. If you didn't hear what Arnold said, it was really specifically directed, at least from what I heard, directed to the rules, directed to the fact that they have to wear swim trunks that cover their entire leg.
Well developed, his calves are developed, I mean the whole thing. So I don't know what. His calves are developed, I mean the whole thing. So I don't know why they have to wear this. It's trunks. I'm just worried. I'm just worried one year they're gonna come and say you gotta wear pajamas when you go out there. You know? I mean, you never know what they come up with. It's just wild. I mean, it's a federation thing. I have nothing to do with that. You can't change it. No. The interesting thing is they also have really well-developed thighs. A lot of those guys. I mean, it's a federation thing. I have nothing to do with that. You can't change it. No, if it's my choice, I would just say put regular bathing suits on. They can see your thighs also because they've really well-developed thighs. So let's see the whole body. That's what we're judging. Why would you hide the legs all of a sudden? You know? Look at his thighs. Yeah. His thighs are just as developed as his upper body.
good, right? The quadriceps was cut, the calves were good. I mean, not everyone, but I mean, it was good. So why hide it? You know, I was just concerned that one day they come out and say, hey, you guys have to wear pajamas, and something like that, and then, oh God.
And I think the point that Arnold was trying to make, even though it wasn't the most, I guess, graceful, it was pretty blunt, but I think the point he was trying to make was he wants to see the legs be judged in that division. He never criticized any of the athletes or how they looked or criticized their physiques, but what he kept saying was, I don't know why they have to wear these swim trunks. This is the Federation's rule, it's not mine. I think it's a dumb rule. And he kind of continued to consistently make that point throughout the live stream commentary and then again on the Sunday seminar. But all the clips that I had seen, I didn't hear him once directly criticize any of the athletes or how they looked. It was mostly just him saying he doesn't like the trunks, and he's been saying that for years. I mean, 5 years ago, he said that to Andre Ferguson to his face when he won the Arnold Classic. So it's not really a new thing that Arnold has never said before, and it wasn't like some random thing. He's kind of always said this. But from the athlete's perspective, I do feel how they could take that as disrespect. Or I do understand that. I do see that you just won the show, and you're seeing Arnold basically say, he doesn't care for this division and its rules. I totally get that, but I think that Arnold is just kind of a blunt guy. Could he have maybe said it a little bit more gracefully or respectfully, or maybe just not even said it in that setting at all while the guys were out there on stage? Yeah, sure. But I don't think his intention was to be disrespectful. He was just blunt about the fact that he doesn't like the fact their legs are fully covered up. And I think one of the suggestions that he even made was just to show more of the legs. It could still be swim trunks, but kind of more of a closer to classic physique trunks than just full coverage board shorts, which honestly I don't think would be a bad change. So I can see both sides of it, and I saw that Ali doubled down on the fact that he will never do the Arnold again. I saw that today. But honestly, like I said, I can see both sides, but I do like the idea of having the legs judged to some extent, or showing them a little bit more and making it more of an overall physique judging. And I've liked the direction that men's physique has gone over the past few years. I don't personally follow men's physique very closely. I'm aware of the top guys. I like the direction those physiques are headed. And I think guys like Ali in particular, really impressive conditioning at the Arnold. He looked fantastic. He looks like he could compete in classic physique. You know that he has good legs. You could even see the shape of them, like through the swim trunk. So again, the argument is kind of, why not show more of them? But I guess it's kind of a slippery slope. If you shorten the trunks, then what's stopping you from shortening them again, continuing to shorten them and judge the legs more and more, and then it just basically becomes classic physique with different poses. I just don't think that Arnold's intention was to be disrespectful to the athletes. It was more a shot at the rules and the fact that they have to wear these swim trunks to cover their whole legs. And I think it's obvious that Arnold likes the division in the sense that, look at all the divisions they've cut from the Arnold over the years, but he's consistently kept men's physique, and ultimately he's the one that makes that call, and he kept it for a reason. I think he likes the physiques that these guys have. He would just like to see the legs and see the legs judged. But I know this is a bit of a controversial one. It's been a bit of a hot button topic, and I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about this one in the comments down below. Now, the final story that I have for you guys today, I know this one was a big, touchy subject. Bob Ciccarello versus Nick Walker. Now, if you guys didn't catch what happened, the brief recap essentially is Bob said on the Cutler cast he doesn't see Nick Walker winning the Olympia, and I believe he even said he doesn't see him placing in the top 3. Nick then went on a podcast responding to that, said essentially, who the F is Bob? And he said the only show you ever won was the Mr. USA, in reference to Bob. Bob came back like way harder than the first time on his own podcast with Sean Ray. And in that podcast, Bob said, who am I? I'm the guy that's going to be announcing you in 8th place at the Olympia. And I believe he also went on to say he didn't think Nick would have ever even turned pro had he competed in a different era like the 90s. Which that comment, I think, is just kind of irrelevant. But overall, and then the picture that you're looking at here, is kind of the final update. Nick made a shirt out of Bob's comment about announcing him in 8th place. Overall, I don't have any problem with what Bob said. I think everybody is entitled to have an opinion about bodybuilding because this is an entirely opinion-based sport. The whole thing is completely subjective. What guy is your favorite bodybuilder is completely based on which physique you like the most and which physiques you don't like. That is your opinion. That is subjective. And it doesn't make anybody right. It doesn't make anybody wrong. Bodybuilding is just which look do you personally like. That's the guy you're a fan of. That's the guy that you want to win. That's the look that you want to see represented. And it's just an opinion. And I think Bob, like anybody else, is entitled to say his opinion on bodybuilding, whatever that opinion may be. Now, I think the main issue that people had with it,
when a girl compliments you, she's like, oh, you're so smart, or you're so funny. Never say, oh, nah, not really. Don't say that. Just say thank you. Women like confidence. So
Bless that bitch! And what an ebullient and sapient bitch that is there with extreme pulchritude, like this hoodie I'm rocking. Behold, and what's the moral of the story? I concur with that bitch. That bitch is right though. Whenever a bitch gives you a compliment, act like you deserve that shit. Announce yourself to nobody, especially to a bitch.
when a Never has a woman said, I started giving my man more blowjobs and it totally ruined our relationship. Never. Never has that happened. Ever.
Never has that ever happened, ever.
Think
Where are you right now?
Guess where?
Where?
You know?
I thought she was kidding. She's serious.
We're not exclusive, but I don't think she's seeing anyone else.
On Tuesday, we got Joan, Mike, Zach.
She's not like other girls.
And that's just the U.S. Europe, we got Seamus, Sergio, Vaughn.
She's not the type of girl that like sleeps with.
Very good.
Like,
O'Brien, yeah. Dead last.
it's a cold world out there, fellas. Buyer beware.
How long does it take you to move on?
Shit, all I need is my hair done and a babysitter. Shit.
The deepest form of flow state is shave your balls. When you're shaving your balls, you're not thinking of what your balls are going to look like when you're done or how smooth they're going to be when you're done shaving them. You're staying present in the moment and only focusing on the process of shaving your balls because you do not want to cut your balls. It's the same thing with your work and your business. Don't judge. Don't judge.
The only thing I'm mad about first.
not feel like more? Fucking man. And then carried around a fucking quad. Look at this. Are you kidding me? You're telling me you go up to a fucking counter, guy gives you the price, when you whip out this thing, you hit him with a little, you know, what's the damage? You give him a little thumb lick, peel off 320s, and then you give him a little 2-finger like this, around the counter, keep the change. Maybe ask him, you know, how much am I paying cash? The guy says same price as Bed Bath & Beyond. Hey, look at, where's my wallet? This is you. This is the guy she doesn't have to worry about. You think this guy goes to therapy? He's carrying around a wad? No. He just talks to the wad, man. Wad always knows. You see a guy carrying around a wad like this, he's never not backed into a parking spot. This guy has never ejaculated prematurely. If you see a guy with a wad like this, it's just a beautiful thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to recommend this. I used to do this when I was young all the time. You do feel like a savage. It's pretty for real. It'll ego boost you pretty well.
Okay, guys, look at me. Wait, I set up here. Is that actually true? You still have something into my eyes?
Don't give people a ride who won't push your power when you're out of gas.
But you won't know.
Oh, you'll know.
Loyalty is not tested when it's convenient for you.
Yes.
Loyalty is only tested when things are inconvenient for you.
Don't confuse loyalty for consistency. Just because they always around don't mean they loyal.
That shit is too real. Did it on the 4-wheeler the other day.
The reason why I love men is because the way to their heart is banana bread. Anytime you make them a banana bread, it's like they love you more. They were like unsure about you. Maybe not. Make them a banana bread. They're gonna be sure now. They're gonna know you.
I'm more of a fan of poutine pie. I don't know about y'all.
Hey, you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
Man brings his best buddy home for dinner unannounced at 7:30 p.m. after work. His wife begins yelling at him. His friend just sits there and listens. The wife says, "My hair and makeup are not done. The house is a mess. The dishes are not done. I'm still in my pajamas and I can't be bothered cooking tonight. What hell did you bring him home?" Husband replies, "Because he's thinking of getting married and I promised him a demo."
Manolo balik un título europeo con el Atleti se fue a nuestra casa. Queremos y deseamos estar ahí.
Because he's thinking of getting married and I promised him a demo.
What's the difference between me and a dishwasher? One will take multiple loads and clean your dishes for you, and the other one is a dishwasher.
See, but I heard.
I would love a case of my phone.
This one is my bestseller right now.
Is it see-through?
Always. Never let me down.
When you trade your ramen on a 4.
I
was told by a friend of mine, if you want to pick up an Australian girl, offer her fruit.
Bring me fruit.
I brought fruit. You want to try it?
You want like watermelon?
Oh my god. Oh, Leah's right. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Settle down with the grapes, right? I'll have it right.
This is crazy.
Alright, boys. Go out there and solve world hunger. Get that shit.
Say, if you're wondering where the fuck I was fucking out my boyfriend's house getting slammers. Look at that! Look at that! Look at this shit! Coming back up, picking me back up, getting slammed. Shit! Have a nice day. I hope you get slammed.
This is okay, and this is okay. And my garage is okay. Just in case you were wondering.
Fuck! Why am I so happy when I eat healthy and I go to sleep on time and I wake up on time and I do the things that I need to do?
All right, y'all, let's see what I got for you today. Well, you know, on the previous episode, I talked about how I rent a couple of properties. Well, I think some people might be thinking, like, why the fuck do you rent it if you have so much money? And I'll tell you the truth. It's because the numbers are so fucking upside down. This makes no fucking sense.
In today's video, we're going to talk about losing 20 pounds in the next 6 weeks. And the idea for this video comes from you guys. So I really appreciate you guys sending me your great questions. It goes like this. I'm looking for help and suggestions. I'm almost 50 years old. Me too. Turning 50 this year. I need to lose about 10 to 20 pounds in 6 weeks. I have a somewhat sedentary lifestyle and too much visceral fat. What would you recommend? So this is a question I get all the time. And I've built some tools for you guys that are free. The first thing I want to talk about is what makes us lose body fat and how quickly can we lose body fat. The more body fat we have, the faster we can lose it. And so when someone says to me they want to lose 10 to 20 pounds in 6 weeks, normally I would hesitate a little bit. But I get from the sense here, you're not doing a lot in the way of being active. And you're probably not doing a lot in the way of being diligent with your calories or even paying attention. And these are the two major factors that are going to determine your success with fat loss. So the first thing I want to ask you is, what is your caloric intake? If you don't know, you will never lose weight. Why? Because there's a compensatory effect from activity, from cardio, especially from high intensity activity. What I find is that hunger increases. Whereas low intensity cardio, low intensity steady state, going for a walk, is so low intense that your body breaks down body fat for fuel. Now, the only problem with that is that the time commitment is a little greater. But the benefit of that is that you can do it at any time. As an example, one of my favorite things to do is when my kids are at soccer practice, I walk the entire time I'm there. And at 50 years old, I've never been able to keep as much muscle and keep as little body fat as easily as I was in the past. And the two things that I'm doing, I'm really paying attention to my daily activity. And believe me, I sit at a desk all day. So if I don't pay attention to it, it's very easy for it to be next to nothing. But I'm also paying attention to my calories. And I'm going to give you guys a free tool. I have the link to my calculator below, prophysique.com/calculator. And what you need to do if you're not currently tracking your calories is you need to start somewhere. So you go to the calculator, plug in your age, you plug in your goals. And for someone that wants to lose 10 to 20 pounds in 6 weeks, we're talking about 2 to 3 pounds a week, right? If you're losing 3 to 4 pounds a week, that's going to put you near that 20-pound mark. And depending on your lifestyle, listen, our bodies do not love to have body fat. You're going to have to learn to deal with being a bit more accountable. You're probably going to have to learn to deal a little bit with some hunger. But understanding that when you have a lot of body fat, those fat cells are going to signal you to eat more frequently, okay? When you lose body fat, your appetite's going to adapt over time, and your hunger will decrease because your body requires less calories to maintain. You have to understand that the body's goal at all times is to maintain homeostasis. So when you put on a bunch of body fat, your body's goal is to remain there. As soon as you switch gears and start moving more and start paying attention to your calories, creating a caloric deficit, that gap between how much you're taking in and how much you're burning is what's going to determine how much fat you lose. Once you start doing that, there are going to be some days where you're dealing with a little bit of hunger, but as soon as you learn to deal with that, you're going to really get some momentum going. Don't limit yourself in terms of how much activity you can do. Don't limit yourself in terms of your calories. Happy medium. Do not make it difficult, okay? I've heard some people say, well, time to do my cardio. I don't have time to do my training. Don't make it difficult. Find a home gym, okay? Buy some equipment. Perhaps you could focus on a gym that's in your neighborhood, right? Maybe your community has one. Maybe you find the closest gym to your house. Maybe you don't even use a gym. Maybe you work out at home, you buy a treadmill like I have for my house. There are days when our lives are going to get in the way of our goals. So you need to create a path to reach your goal that does not require you to have a complete change of livelihood. I've said it many times, but body fat is not stubborn. People are stubborn. And oftentimes that stubbornness means we want to keep doing the things that we've been doing without changing, but we want a different result. So look at the calorie calculator, download a free app like Nutrition IX, start plugging in what you're taking in. You might find that there are some things that you're doing that add extra calories, right? Higher fat meats, okay? Fats have a lot of calories. Things like, are you consuming calories through beverages, okay? I rarely ever drink my calories. Why? Well, because it's just easier to consume them and there's less satiety. I would much rather have some solid food when I'm trying to get my calories in. And the big one for me is being more active. Being proactive.
You wake up, find yourself in the high altitude. Living in the high altitude, the following are the rules you should abide by.
What's your name in London? You said today's going good for you? What you mean by that? I'm sorry to hear that. Well, your man got you walking out of there.
Just a regular day. I just want to walk.
Well, what's your name then? Who said I wasn't even on there? You don't even know what I want.
I don't want to deal with nobody right now. I have a lot going on and I just rather not.
All right, smooth. Have a good one though.
Taking a picture of me?
Where is it? You just took a picture of me?
I did it. I just wanted to know.
What you was doing? You just went like this.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what this your car.
Yeah, this is my car. Why you just took a picture of me though?
Just wanted to
Let me see.
do something nice. I can't get your number though.
No, what you want my number for? You just told me you got to do it, right?
Yeah, it's complicated. Everything's complicated with us right now. I can have a friend. Somebody to talk to.
No, that's what I was saying over there. You didn't give me a chance to let you know what I was saying. Who said I was even trying to, put you on that level? I could have been approaching you on some business. I'm from New York, so we a little more outgoing.
And I was just wanting to know that you can definitely have a friend. Obviously, you can do it on whatever day that you want to be. And you can pick me up in your car and we can ride and have fun.
What type of fun you talking about?
Shopping.
Shopping?
Yeah,
I'm the one. Look. Check this out. I'm the wrong for that. Respectfully, you got me f***ed up.
Wow.
If you think I'm about to be on that. What you mean? Why? I don't even f***ing know you. That's like me saying put me on my mouth then. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of fun I like. I'm deep in. How is not?
It's not the same thing.
How? You want me to spend my money? No. I'm supposed to do that. Listen. I'm supposed to do. Check this out. I'm supposed to do that for my woman. You're nothing. I don't know you. So why the fuck would I be giving you shopping and gifts and money? That makes no sense. I'm not for that. Respectfully, I'm not going to. No. I don't even care.
That's what you would love to do.
I don't care to get your number.
That's
I'm
what you
being
would love
honest.
to do.
That's what I'm never going to do. And I want to let you know that now. I don't need to. You wasting my time already. You talking about shopping and shit. You going for that?
Give my number.
Hey, look, check this out. Check it. You talking too much right now. I need you to just calm down for me. Look, if you want to talk to me, it's going to be on the strength of one thing. I'm not taking you shopping. I'm not giving you money. So if you want to, for me, we can have a conversation.
Will you let me drive your car?
No. You talking, you still talking, you're not listening. To see if you want me for me, or you can keep it pushing. I'm going to let you make your own decision. I shall get in and have a conversation. Got one, coach.
I'm firm about it, though.
So funny though.
Because, like, why are you being so dramatic?
I'm not being dramatic. I'm
I
just
want
being...
you for you.
How you don't know? You just told me that you want shopping and you want all that bull. I'm not going for that.
That was before I knew
That's before what? You know what?
that you have this car.
You just told me that when you was just right here. What are you talking about? You knew I had this car.
I didn't know this was your car.
I'm talking in circles right now. You want some kid?
No,
so what's up with you? What's up with you? Who is
we
you?
have to,
Since I don't really know much about you.
We have to.
I'm asking you a question. Who are you? Since I don't really know much about you.
My name is Tiana. I love to shop. I love to spend money, and I love the car.
So what type of work you do?
I'm a dancer.
Dancer. So I mean, you getting money?
Yes, I am.
So by your own? That ain't my job. No. Listen to me. That's not my. No, that's how it's gonna go with me though. Straight up though. Listen to me. Listen. I'm not about to argue with you. I don't care about your world. You stepping in my world right now. You know what I'm saying? So when you in my world, it's gonna go how I go. Like I told you before. You gonna for me for me and solely me only. I don't demand from me. I'm not giving you nothing. All right, so stop bringing up what I gotta do and what I'm not doing. Nothing I don't want to do. Like you want some other shit right now. I'm trying to see who you is. What you like to do besides shopping? Don't bring up none of that.
I love to clean. I love to cook for my man, and I love to have a good time. Whatever it is.
So you got a man?
Not at the moment.
You ain't not. So you got a man?
I don't.
So what type of dudes you want to know? What's your type?
Just somebody that loves to show me a good time and know how to treat a person like me.
So what's a good time to you?
A good time is just them giving me all their time. They have to be wrapped around, or else it will not work.
When you say wrapped around, what you mean by that?
When I say jump, they jump.
Yeah, that's not what a man do. You must be looking for like who ain't confident, who ain't a high value man, because that's not what high value men do. You know what I'm saying? A man is supposed to lead. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so, I'm talking about just jumping. You want to jump.
Everything.
Are you a high value woman?
I'm very high value.
What makes you so high value?
Because I have my own everything. Anything a man can offer me.
So you shouldn't be asking men for anything.
Yeah, but they shouldn't ask me to lay me down.
I mean, that's true, but you shouldn't be laying down with nobody who not your nigga.
You're right about that.
So what are you talking about?
In this day and age, you know.
So you got a price tag then? You want to sell?
To a certain extent.
So you want to sell, basically?
To a certain extent.
To what extent?
It have to be right.
So what's the right price then? Like, what you?
It's not even just a price. It's just basically, like I said, you just have to do what I say. If I want a house, you have to be in the car, go help, or do something that's going to contribute to the situation. Because it has to get done. If I say I want it, it has to get done. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So why do you feel like you deserve that? Like, what makes you feel like a nigga supposed to do that for you? Like what? Like,
because this go back to the point where we say that I am high value, and me being high value, I deserve.
What value do you bring to a situation that you want to do?
Just everything. I can make a man feel loved. I can make him feel like he have the best support in the world. He don't even need nobody else. As long as I'm there, he ain't gonna need nobody else. Yeah. So I can definitely bring a lot to the table and make him more comfortable to work in these kind of conditions in this world.
So, like, what type of dudes you are? Like 9 to 5, like trappers, like.
Trappers.
What type of dudes? Like, what type of dudes you are? Like 9 to 5, like trappers, like.
Trappers.
What type of dudes you are? Like 9 to 5, like trappers, like. 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 9 to 5, like trappers, like.
would do personally work a regular job, but 9 times out of 10 they always want you to go 50-50.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
See, that you can't start off right there. We have to start somewhere, and when we start, it's definitely gotta be him giving more than me, because I gotta see what his head.
No. Y'all supposed to be seeing where each other at.
No.
It ain't just.
No.
It ain't just about you seeing.
Because a
where
man can, a woman can be dealing with a man, and that's all she deal with. But a man can be dealing with 5 and no.
Listen, that's how I know that you be focused on the wrong. Because you're supposed to vet your partner out before you even, get in that type of situation with them. You're supposed to really see, okay, is this person for me? Is this person? You know that type of stuff before you get with them. But you so focused on your pockets and going shopping, you can't even see who for real nigga. You worry about the wrong. That's what you is. You worry about the wrong. I don't know. I hope you don't think you about to get married with this mindset. I'm just saying. I hope you don't think that.
It's just gonna go. Somebody is definitely gonna.
Yeah, it's not gonna be real love though. So okay. So would you choose money over love? So check this out. Let me ask you a question. If a dude is treating you bad, right?
Yes.
When you get you everything, but every Chanel bag, you go in the country where you want to, they treat you like a dog when you get you fucking allowance 20 bands a month, whatever you want. Would you stay with me?
Yes. Yes, she would.
I probably would stay. Because they have another man that's broke down, that's treating some woman like this, and she don't get nothing for it. So
you really just worry about the bag?
Yeah.
So what you was expecting from me? I ain't got nothing for you.
It's just me being around your space. I would definitely get some kind of compensation.
No, you're not getting nothing from me. I promise you, you're not getting compensation at all. All you can get maybe is my time. That's it. That's the compensation right there. See, the fact that you begging for that shit, you ain't getting nothing from me. You gotta. I don't just be handing out bags just because you're pretty and thick. You can get that anywhere. What make you different from the women out here? Obviously, I see nothing. No, nothing. Because no. All you look they spend on you, and I don't got that for you, baby. I got it for a woman that's loyal to me, that's honest, that got my back. You're nothing. You don't got none of that.
Me being right here in this situation, in this crowd with you, is making me different from the other thick, pretty.
Nah, I just want to see where your mind is at, but I see where it's at now. We're not getting nowhere. So honestly, because to me, because on the real, you ain't even me until you see what type of car I was in anyway. That's a fact.
Well, that's cool, man. It's fine.
Yeah,
I definitely will get out.
And
when you see me again, just don't even stop.
Hey guys, Grant Cardone here. For the last 10 years, I've been running what is today's largest, most successful business conference on the...
Promise you I won't. That's crazy, bro. Don't get me wrong, she's super thick.
Super duper.
But it's just crazy that women really be out here like that, bro. Like, I asked her a ton of questions just to see what her mind is, to let her expose herself. If a dude was cheating on you, doing all... Before she even got in the car, she was already asking me for stuff, bro. That's crazy. Subscribe to the channel, man. I'm gonna keep on exposing these gold diggers, man. All 2024. You know the vibe. 25, excuse me. Let's get it, let's go. Gang, I love y'all. Follow me on Snapchat at London's Way #1. All daily vlogs, you know what I'm saying? I'm vlogging on the vlog channel. Super cinematic. Some of the best vlogs on YouTube right now, man, at London's Way Vlogs. Check that out. And for daily vlogs. Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
I mean, I'm just saying, how you doing? What's your name? London. What's your name, though? I'm just asking for your name, that's all.
I don't want to talk to
London.
Nice to meet you, Bob.
Like, you got time for what?
I'm busy right now.
You from out here?
No.
Nah? Well, let me get your number. Maybe we should get to know each other.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. What it is. What? You said what? I mean, why that matter? Huh? Why that matter? Well, I'm going. I mean, you see me, I'm about to get in there, right?
Hey.
Alright, what you mean? Whoa, okay.
I like it.
Oh, that's cool. I like it too. That's why I bought it. Yeah. But you have a good one. I mean, come over here. No, come over here.
Oh, this is
There you go.
nice.
Yeah, for sure.
I like this size.
Oh yeah, it was custom made for me. But excuse me, though.
I can't go.
Oh, where? You just said you ain't had time for this, right?
Now I do.
What you mean now you do? What you mean by that? I'm saying though, you just told me you was good, like you was acting like you ain't want to f with me, right? Or like you ain't even want to give me the time of day. Where you going though? Where you about? No, you're not about to go inside. That's what. Oh, you about? Yo, look, quit playing on me, man.
Nice.
Thank you, but I'm about to leave though. So, what you mean? Why you just told me that you ain't want? Like you ain't tell me that, but your actions did.
We can hang for a little bit.
Hold on, come over here real quick. I mean, hang for what? What we hanging for? Oh yeah, but that's what I said over there. You was like, oh, I'm good. I don't got time for that. That's what you said, right? So keep that same energy. That's what I'm telling you to do. Don't switch up now. What you got a different type of energy for now?
I don't know. I just wanted to see what you're talking about.
See what I'm talking about. Why should I let you on? Give me one good reason.
I can't wait.
To get to know each other.
Gotta be better than that. But I said that already over there. But look like you ain't trying to get in there.
I was trying to get in. I still got the door open.
Yo, look. I got a couple minutes of my time. My time is money, so you can get.
They didn't. They looked up Eastland's patent, and the language was crystal clear.
Applications discussed in the patents included destroying missiles. Communications control and disruption were included. There were some other ideas, both to possibly modify weather, and finally to lift a portion of the upper atmosphere further out into space, where hopefully it would be able to deflect missile trajectories.
Those are Eastland's own words. This wasn't an invention for ionospheric research. As HAARP rose in the Alaskan wilderness, the military's intentions were obvious. They weren't just studying the sky, they were weaponizing it.
Take a look at this strange device that I'm holding in my hand. It's smaller than a quarter, but I believe it's...
There are several high-powered radio antennas around the world, but in relation to HAARP, they're like a child's cap gun compared to a 50mm cannon.
When locals discovered what DARPA and the Air Force were building in Alaska, they demanded answers. The military admitted to building antennas that could affect the atmosphere, but insisted they use technology different than Eastland's patents.
Hang on. Let me see if I can follow.
Go ahead.
Tesla dies. The government steals his plans for a death-ray machine. They lose the plans. Then, by some miracle, they find a guy who patents a bunch of stuff based on Tesla's death-ray machine. So they need him money to build this HAARP thing, but they're not using his stuff. They're using some other stuff, and it's all fine. Nothing to see here. Does that about sum it up? Bullshit.
Eastland later confirmed the military's interest in his work. Before his death in 2007, he said, HAARP is the perfect first step toward a plan like mine. There are powerful people involved. The military never sleeps.
When you look at the other patents built upon the work of Eastland, it becomes clear how the military intends to use a HAARP transmitter. It could give them a tool to replace the electromagnetic pulse effect of some atmospheric thermonuclear devices still considered an option by some planners. It can replace the huge, extremely low-frequency submarine communication system. It could replace the over-the-horizon radar system once planned for the current location of HAARP with a much more accurate system.
The technical similarities between HAARP and Eastland's patents are obvious to engineers. By 1993, DARPA and the Air Force had built a machine that could turn weather into a weapon, and they were excited to show off their new toy.
The statement that there is no association between the ionosphere and surface weather is an outright lie. We can artificially influence the Earth's aurora with a relatively small amount of energy, and we know that outbursts of the northern lights do change weather patterns. There is indeed mounting evidence that upper atmospheric events affect lower atmospheric weather and vice versa.
In 1996, the U.S. Air Force published Weather as a Force Multiplier, owning the weather in 2025. This wasn't science fiction. It was a military assessment of weather modification as a combat tool. The paper stated, weather modification will become part of domestic and international security and could be done unilaterally. It could have offensive and defensive applications and even be used for deterrence purposes. Weather warfare isn't new. During Vietnam, the U.S. conducted Operation Popeye. Cloud seeding to extend monsoon season over enemy supply routes. They called it making mud, not war.
The military and extra operation names. It's like the guillotine, Mr. Snippy.
For years, the idea of creating rain with electricity was a conspiracy theory. But then,
Dubai is making it rain in a sweltering desert by zapping clouds with electricity using drones. Fascinating, isn't it?
Critics argue HAARP's power is too low to affect global weather. A lightning bolt contains 1 billion watts. A hurricane releases energy equal to thousands of nuclear bombs. How could HAARP compete? Well, the answer is chaos theory. Weather is a chaotic system. In chaotic systems, small changes trigger larger events. The classic example is the butterfly effect. We're not playing pub trivia.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
HAARP's designers understood chaos theory. They didn't need to match nature's power. They just needed to know where to apply the pressure. A butterfly's wings can start a tornado, and HAARP was the most powerful butterfly ever created.
Get your first paycheck. Realize it won't cover your rent. Let Intuit help you reduce debt, save money, and build your credit. Enjoy adulthood. Intuit.
What they're not paying any attention to is what's happening to the ionosphere. If they pick the right frequency to push that plume out into space, that energy may discharge back out of the ionosphere, back down the radio beam, and strike the Earth. And it would be about 100 times the energy released out of a thunderbolt.
Picking up now, dude.
And it would be about 100 times the energy released out of a thunderbolt.
Meteorologist Edward N. Lorenz presented this concept in 1972. And his point was something as small as a butterfly could set off a series of events that have effects. Hitler wanted to be an artist, but he was rejected by the art school in Vienna. He chose a different path.
What happened? So you didn't call me to say happy birthday? Why were you rushing? Oh my God. All right, Ma. He's a dumbass, huh? I'm so sick. God damn.
On August 9, 1945, the city of Kokura was supposed to be hit with an atomic bomb, but it was too cloudy to find the target, so Nagasaki was chosen instead. HAARP doesn't need to match nature's power. It needs a tiny, precise nudge at the right place and time to trigger catastrophe. By 1977, weather manipulation was such a concern that the UN banned it through the Environmental Modification Convention.
Did the United States military listen to the UN?
No. The UN specifically addressed HAARP in 1999, again calling for a ban on technologies that can alter the environment for military purposes.
Did the United States military listen to the UN this time?
No. The UN issued multiple resolutions calling for transparency, oversight, and international monitoring of facilities like HAARP.
Did the United States military, oh, never mind.
In 2002, Russian President Vladimir Putin expressed concern about geophysical weapons that could alter the weather. He was talking about HAARP. Then Russia and China built their own ionospheric heaters. They saw the military value. An arms race nobody talks about is happening above our heads right now. But HAARP had another ability more powerful than changing weather. By pulsing radio waves at specific frequencies, HAARP created low-frequency waves that penetrate deep into the earth and oceans.
What's most scary and exciting about HAARP is the potential of its application. For example, ELF waves generated by the array could be used for a variety of military applications, including finding underground bases, tunnels, even caves. The government is interested in HAARP technology because it's a new frontier, a new way to solve an old problem.
These waves oscillate between 1 and 100 hertz, precisely within natural atmospheric resonance. Then scientists wondered, what would happen if those energy waves were directed not at the atmosphere, but at fault lines deep within the Earth? When scientists examine earthquakes, they focus on two factors: tectonic stress and resonant frequency. Every object vibrates at a natural frequency. Metal, rock, your body. Exposing an object to its natural frequency amplifies vibrations. And sometimes vibrations grow so strong, they damage the object, like sound shattering a glass. This is called resonant frequency-induced material failure. It works on large objects too. A famous example is the collapse of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge in 1940. Wind hitting the bridge at its resonant frequency created vibrations that tore it apart. The Earth's tectonic plates also have a resonant frequency. Fault lines are cracks in the Earth's crust that build up enormous tension as they move against each other. The red trigger can release this tension.
In 1983, I did radiotomography with 30 watts, looking for oil in the ground. I found 26 oil wells over a 9-state area, and 100% of the time was accurate with just 30 watts of power beating straight into solid rock. HAARP or the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project, uses 2 billion watts beamed straight into the ionosphere for experiments. Now, that's profoundly dangerous.
On January 2nd, 2020, a devastating 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck Haiti, killing over 200,000 people. What made this earthquake suspicious was its location. It occurred along a fault system that behaved differently than geologists had predicted. And several monitoring stations recorded unusual heating patterns and electromagnetic anomalies in the ionosphere over Haiti. HAARP was active during this period. Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez accused the United States of causing the earthquake using tectonic weapons.
Spanish newspaper ABC quotes Chavez as saying that the U.S. Navy launched a weapon capable of inducing a powerful earthquake off the shore of Haiti.
And this theory was dismissed until researchers examined the technical possibility. Similar patterns appeared with other seismic events. The 2008 Sichuan earthquake killed nearly 90,000 people. Some researchers saw correlations between this disaster and HAARP operations. The 2011 earthquake that triggered the Fukushima disaster also coincided with ionospheric anomalies detected by multiple stations. These correlations concern China enough that in 2018, they launched the China Seismo-Electromagnetic Satellite designed to study connections between the ionospheric disturbances and earthquakes. Chinese researchers published papers examining correlations between ionospheric heating and seismic activity. As evidence mounted, a pattern emerged. Major earthquakes were occurring where HAARP's energy had been detected hours earlier. But the most disturbing application of this technology had nothing to do with the sky above us or the ground beneath our feet. HAARP's technology could penetrate the ultimate boundary, the human mind. The human brain operates within specific frequency ranges, from about 1 Hz to 40 Hz, depending on how alert you are. These are ELF sounds.
Sounds like an elf. We talking Legolas or one of Santa's slaves?
Not elf, ELF.
Oh, my second wife generated ELF sounds. Extremely loud and furious.
That's not what ELF stands for.
Yeah, tell that to a lawyer. After 15 minutes I hit ELF, I signed over the keys to my 84 Camaro. Oh, I love that car.
ELF means extremely low frequency. HAARP can generate waves in exactly the same range as human brain waves. When you ask HAARP officials about this, they point out their antenna array doesn't generate ELF waves directly. But when you ask the government questions, you have to be specific. HAARP can't generate ELF waves, that's true. But it can heat the ionosphere in a way that creates ELF waves as a byproduct. Documents show that HAARP generated ELF waves for years. This is concerning because electromagnetic fields can influence brain function. The phenomenon is called frequency following response, or FFR. Dr. Nick Begich, author of Angels Don't Play This HAARP, explains.
It has the ability of affecting the frequency following response, which is where the brain locks onto an external signal, begins to mirror it, and brain chemistry changes.
So even simpler than that is HAARP can control minds.
Absolutely can control in the sense of changing function.
Begich is called a conspiracy theorist, but FFR is proven science, and you know who proved it? The U.S. military. In the 1980s, Dr. Michael Persinger conducted research partly funded by the U.S. Navy. He showed that weak electromagnetic fields applied to the temporal lobe could induce altered states, including religious experiences and hallucinations. When exposed to an external frequency, the brain tends to synchronize with it. This is why bright flashing lights can trigger seizures in some people.
Is this why every time I'm in the dentist's office, I suddenly know all the lyrics to It's Raining Men?
I don't think so.
Oh, good. Hallelujah. Amen.
The European Parliament takes this technology seriously. Resolution A4005/1999 specifically mentioned HAARP while expressing concern about manipulative capabilities affecting human health and psychology. The resolution called for transparency regarding HAARP's ethical implications.
And does the United States military listen to the EU?
No. Because Because HAARP uses the ionosphere, it could influence mental states of people over large areas. It could cause hallucinations, alter emotions, induce seizures, all without their knowledge. HAARP officials denied mind control allegations, but the CIA denied researching mind control too. Then MKUltra was exposed and showed the CIA was exploring the exact same technology. Other countries were paying attention. In 1998, a Russian military journal published "The Mind Has No Firewall." It was later republished by the U.S. Army War College. The article warned that the human mind is vulnerable to electromagnetic intrusion. Mind control technology is not science fiction, it's science fact. And as the United States continues to refine its capabilities, other world powers are racing to catch up.
To the girl who told me to watch this commercial on the big day from Brooke Burke, I could kiss you on the mouth.
Look, if you've tried everything to get the physique you want and nothing seems to be working, I believe this could be the key that you've been missing. Do you know your protein metabolism type? So everyone says that you need more protein to lose weight.
HAARP conspiracy theories go back to the 1980s. The story's been covered so much that I'm surprised at how many people asked me to do this one. But in researching HAARP, I was surprised at how scientifically possible all the theories are. I was also surprised that so much of the science is based on Tesla's work. But how much of this is true? Well, first, HAARP is definitely a high-power radio transmitter designed to heat the ionosphere for research. The facility is real. It operates. It conducts legitimate scientific experiments. These are facts. Second, defense agencies funded and operated HAARP for most of its history. The Air Force, Navy, and DARPA don't typically invest hundreds of millions of dollars in purely scientific projects without military applications. Now, this doesn't prove as a weapon, but it suggests HAARP has capabilities beyond what's publicly acknowledged. Third, the patents that form HAARP's foundation specifically describe weather modification and Earth-penetrating applications. But Ernst Eastland, who developed these patents, confirmed their potential military uses before he died in 2007. The more extreme claims about HAARP causing specific hurricanes or triggering earthquakes lack definitive proof. Correlations exist between HAARP operations and certain disasters, but correlation isn't causation. Earthquakes and severe weather existed long before HAARP. The facility's 3.6 million watts seems too low to directly cause major weather events or earthquakes, but scientists confirm weather systems are chaotic enough that small targeted inputs could have major effects. Claims about mind control also can't be proven, but the science of electromagnetic influence on brain function is real and well documented. HAARP generates frequencies that overlap with human brainwaves, but the signal reaching populated areas would probably be too weak to have any noticeable effects. Maybe. Probably. In 2015, HAARP ownership transferred from the military to the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
The University of Alaska Fairbanks is preparing to take control of the high-frequency active auroral program, or commonly known as HAARP, next month.
Officials called this a move toward transparency. Critics saw it as rebranding a military weapon as an academic resource. The university now allows public tours and independent researchers, but former DARPA employees have said the most sensitive equipment was removed before the handover. What remains is only a fraction of HAARP's capabilities. So is HAARP an innocent research project or a doomsday device? Well, the truth is probably somewhere in between. Like many advanced technologies, it exists where scientific research overlaps with potential military use. What makes HAARP concerning isn't what we know, but what remains classified.
I like certain pharmaceutical trial documents that they want sealed for 75 years.
Despite many Freedom of Information requests, significant portions of HAARP's operational history and technical capabilities remain redacted or withheld. This continued secrecy, decades after HAARP was built, will continue to fuel speculation. In many ways, HAARP represents our species' growing capacity to affect natural systems on a planetary scale. Whether through climate change, geoengineering, or manipulating the ionosphere, humanity can alter Earth's basic systems, often without fully understanding the consequences.
How dare you? Oh, you didn't see that coming.
HAARP also says something about power. The power structure that most affects our lives remains hidden. We're told not to worry. We're told the military is looking out for us. But history teaches a different lesson. From Project MKUltra to Operation Northwoods, secrecy rarely serves the public good. The technology Tesla dreamed would liberate humanity now sits behind barbed wire fences, operated by organizations with classified budgets and limited oversight. Tesla's dream wasn't just about free energy, it was about free knowledge. The military took both. So, what can we do? Question everything. Research these facilities, support independent monitoring, demand transparency. Because as the skies above us become weaponized, we can't remain silent. To those in power, our silence is interpreted as only one thing: consent.
Get your first job. Realize you have to pay taxes but never learned how. Let Intuit do your taxes for you and get you your maximum refund. Enjoy adulting. Intuit, your way to money.
Booking.com has all kinds of stays because some love a rustic cabin. Others feel differently.
Shout out to the CIA. You see the title of the stream. To my non-black male followers, I'm going to ask that you kindly either watch, or if you don't want to watch this stream, thanks. But come back to another video on men's style, men's fragrance, whatever.
But I gotta talk to black men right now. I gotta talk to black men right now about something that's of serious import. Black men, you belong there too. You belong here too. I did a broadcast the other day about being in a room with powerful men and beautiful women. And I didn't disclose the location because I'm just not going to tell everybody about where I go in my life. But you know, going to this cocktail party, after going to this event, and I said that there were no black men in the room. There were no black men in the room. There were black women. There were many people in there who the room was full of professional folks. And I would take that back. There was 2 black men there. They were working the event. And you know something I've noticed, that from the first time I actually put on a tuxedo and went to a corporate event, I worked with this company in Houston. It was in the Woodlands. I was working as a research technician, catalyst technician. Actually helped put together a patent for removing sulfur from catalysts. Put it this way, I'm a smart dude. The pilot plant I worked at, the research that I did, revolutionized surfactant technology. And all you need to know is I ain't no dumb dude. So I'm at this event for this small research company that was multi-million-dollar company, international company. And I go, and I remember being a young 20-something-year-old black man. And I walk into this room with nothing but older white people. There was one Hispanic-ish guy there. He was an engineer. They worked at the lab I worked at.
Almost
so
an Idaho.
They worked at the lab.
About 3 hours.
But the people from headquarters, they didn't necessarily know me. They may have known of me, but they didn't necessarily know me. And I will never forget, I'm in this event, it's black tie, I'm in my tuxedo, looking like $1 million. Black James Bond in this motherfucker. And obviously everybody that attended brought their wife, or their husband, or their +1. I actually rode solo to the event. And as I'm sitting there talking to the CEO of the company about the research that I had done that was leading to groundbreaking innovations that led to patents and millions of dollars from this company, I actually had an older white woman come up and ask me for a glass of champagne. Now, she didn't ask me where the champagne was. She asked me for a glass of champagne. Some of you may be like, well, what's the problem? Some of you guys may be like, well, what's the problem with that? She asked me for a glass of champagne because she thought I worked there. She thought I was just like she thought I was one of the helpers there, one of the servants there. Because the only black men that were there, the only black men that were there were actually the servers. Damn. Yeah, that's what it was. That's the only black men that were there. Now, funny thing is, when I went to the event, the black men that were there were kind of like, oh, what's up, bruh? What's up? Okay, we see you. Okay. You know, how we give each other that head nod and shit like that. You know how we do that. You know, those brothers were kind of like, oh man, proud to see you up in this mug. What the hell? What is going on, man? to get this fixed. The brothers that were there, they were kind of like, we see you. Like, we proud to see you up in here, man. You up in here doing your thing, because this was a big deal. I mean, this company had contractors like Exxon and Mobil, you know, huge multinational oil conglomerates were our clients. And little old bitty me, Kevin Samuels from Oklahoma, was in the room with all these high-powered corporate executives, all these folks, and they were asking me questions. I was the man. It was about me. And then I'm sorry guys, just bothered me. In one instance, everything crystallized when this older white woman comes by and asks me for a glass of champagne, because black man in a tuxedo, you must be part of the help. Now understand, the tuxedo, the other black men that worked there weren't in tuxedos.
I need women to know that you're not limited to anything other than living your life openly and honestly.
Ask your healthcare provider if Biktarvy is right for you, and visit biktarvy.com to view the important facts, including important warnings.
I just got an order in from Free People. I wanted to do a little styling sesh because I've been really excited about getting the...
See those? I was the best dressed man in the room. But yeah. And the CEO was mortified because it was one of the vice president's wife that actually approached me. Yep, one of the vice president's wives approached me, asked me for the glass of champagne. And the CEO said, oh, this is Kevin Samuels. He works for us. You know, he's in the catalyst, he's in the research lab, and blah, 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 blah. And this lady's face was just like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And, you know, but the fact of the matter is, I could have got pissed off. I could have went Malcolm X on her. Part of me wanted to, but you know what? The way I decided to handle it was even better. I asked her, I asked her, why would you ask me for a glass of champagne when the bar is over there? Why would you ask me for a glass of champagne when the bar is over there? The reason she asked me for a glass of champagne is because she didn't think I belonged here. There's no way I could belong there. There's no way I'm supposed to be in this room in one of the richest suburbs in the United States of America. There's no way I was supposed to be in this room with engineers, financiers, you know. There's no way I'm supposed to be in this little bitty high dollar organization. My work proved that I belong there. My results, my outcomes proved that I belong there. But you know what had to actually also prove it? My mindset. I didn't get mad, I didn't get angry. I checked her in an appropriate way. And I remember that. I'm not going to ever let anybody make me feel as though I don't belong. And that is what I see far too often with black men. We don't want to go to these upper echelon places because you're afraid that you don't belong. There's a fear there that you don't belong, that some shit like that, some shit's going to happen. Let me tell you something. Your ancestors, this country is what it is because of 80, because of the slave trade. We know the history of this country. There's not a place in this country where we don't belong. So I walk like I belong. If I have the credentials, else has, I'll have what everybody else has. Let me say that again. If I have what everybody else has, I'll have what everybody else is having. And that's what I want for you to start looking at yourself like you belong. I'm going to do a full broadcast on this because I'm actually take calls and questions, because what I see is so many black men who have the ability, the potential. But when even that broadcast I did the other day, I had some guy to get in the comment section to talk about, young brother, don't ever think that, you go in these rooms and these people are going to look at you the same. I could give a fuck how these people look at me. I know how I look at myself. I don't accept that right now. The perception of, if I've done the work, and you know what it is, you often have to do 3 times the work to get half the credit. I want my credit. I want it now.
Right now.
I want it hot, I want it ready, I want it juicy, I want it on time, I want it the way I ordered it. I want my steak medium rare. I want my potato loaded, I want my asparagus crispy. I want my wine chilled. All this bougie shit that we feel like other people could have, but we gotta have the fucking leftovers and the chitlins of the world. Fuck that. You get lobster too. And then you can still go eat a 2-piece and a biscuit. You belong there. So why aren't you there? Why aren't you there? Are you afraid that some guy who may not know you or may not think you belong there is going to do that to you? Fuck them. Don't give them the comfort of security of your absence. Don't make it easy for them. If they have those kind of limiting beliefs, put your black ass in the room and make them recognize your gangster. Do not self-segregate yourself to make somebody else feel comfortable. Take what's yours. Don't ask for it, take it. That is why I say men are confident, intelligent, assertive. But I really want you to get to the next point. Once you finally realize this is where your life and you get to make it, then you have to get competitive. And then you got to get aggressive. Yeah, you got to get in the fight. Because they ain't going to give it to you. Power is not given. It is taken. 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 You can't appeal to somebody's nature or whatever. You take it from them. What I tell you, fighting and fucking, what are you fighting for? Everything out here has somebody coming from another country to come get their piece of it. You were born here. There is no place here you can't go. So what's stopping you? I asked, what's stopping you from going to these rooms? What's stopping you from going to these cocktail parties? What's stopping you from going to the mayor's ball? What's stopping you from going to the art exhibit? What is stopping black men from going to places that are considered high class? Black women are there. It's your mindset. Ain't nobody stopping you but you. It ain't white people. It ain't the man. It ain't white supremacy. It's your black ass. You don't want to go and compete. You don't want to go get out of your comfort zone. You don't want to go learn how to move in these places. Yeah, you got to go in there and learn the lingo. You got to go learn the language. You got to go learn the mannerisms. You got to go learn everything else. Well, guess what? If you want what you say you want, that's what you're going to have to do.
You gotta go get
Look,
that
man,
shit,
ain't nobody sweating what's going on in the black neighborhood, black community. They come take what they want from us and leave. Try to drop black business on the Arab side of town, on the Hispanic side of town, on the Asian side of town, in the white suburbs. You're not getting in there. But you can drop anything you want on the black side of town. Why? Let them. You let them. Learn from them. But man, they're not your enemy. You may want to paint them as your enemy. You know what's universal? Green. Money. You know why I belonged in that room? Because I was fucking good at what I did and I made the company money. And I never let myself believe it was anything other than that. I was there because I was profitable for them. And when it was time to pay me, I expected to be paid the most possible. I negotiated hard and I took no shorts. They didn't do me a goddamn favor to give me a job. They were lucky to have me. You belong anywhere here. You don't just have to stay in Oak Cliff or DeSoto or Acres Homes or Fifth Ward or wherever the black side of town is and doing black shit. It's all black shit.
Have you always had trouble with your weight? Me too.
Discover the power of Wegovy.
With Wegovy, I lost 35.
That's one thing I would say, that the men who founded the fraternities back in the day, you look at Kappa Alpha Psi, Alpha Phi Alpha Phi Beta Sigma, and Omega Psi Phi. I know there's Iota. She wasn't founded until the 60s. You think about founding an organization in 1906, 1911, and 1913, I believe. The founders of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, they were founding their own black fraternity while washing dishes in a white fraternity house. Oftentimes, they were the only black people on the yard at Indiana University. They had to actually bring men from around because they had trouble getting 10 guys. Now it's hundreds of us, thousands of us, but we don't go to the same places they fought to get into. Why? Man, fuck them. I ain't selling it up, man. How do I go to one of these kind of places and not have to kiss ass? The fuck? That's the question, brother. Man up. You play the money game? It's a game. Why are you so worried about kissing ass? Because you're worried about what somebody who has less than you thinks about you. Man, hey man, Leon went over to that old bougie ass place. Yeah, man, he in there kissing them white folks' ass and blah, blah, blah. Where's the person that's making these comments? Are they shoulder to shoulder with you going in there to take something? Or they sitting on the corner? Look, man, at the end of the day, the only person stopping us is us. The only person stopping you is you. We belong there. We belong there. We're entitled to it. And if you don't take it, someone else will. I'm going to tell you something else. American black men, African Americans, I can tell you this much. If you don't care, if you don't get your shit together, if you don't start taking your appearance more seriously, your image more seriously, your brand more seriously, if you don't stop playing with life, if you don't stop being a 31-year-old dude just consumed with pussy and not consumed with purpose, if you don't stop playing, acting like you're an overgrown goddamn teenager, that pussy is still new to you, and you ain't worried about nothing else but macking these hoes, guess what? They're coming over here from the continent. They're coming over here and getting it. I got no problem with them because you ain't there. Where you at? You mad? You get upset when you see a beautiful chocolate sister on a white boy's arm? Well, guess what? If she likes going to these places and doing these things, where are you? I know one thing. I can't wait to get to Atlanta, to do MIT Atlanta there, because we're going to act like we belong. Believe that. We're going to go, we are going to be on the 43rd floor overlooking Atlanta the first part of the morning. We're not going to be in a rundown, we're not going to be in a sugar shack somewhere. No, we're going to be in the boardroom. We're going to be in the boardroom, a very nice boardroom. Because we belong there. Then we're going to go have a very nice, a great lunch because we belong there. Then we're going to go get first class treatment in 2 other places because we belong there. Then we're going to go have dinner and dine like kings and get served like fucking princes because we belong there. Then we're going to go socialize like grown damn men, VIP, because we belong there. You know what? Why you belong there? Look in your goddamn wallet. You know why you belong there? Look at your resume. You know why you belong there? Look at the sweat off your brow. Now, what's in your mind? That's all we got to do. Put it in your mind that you belong there. Who's going to stop? See, we got to dispense with this thing of that if I go over here and do stuff that's upper echelon, that I ain't still keeping it real of being black. Fuck that. I reject that wholeheartedly. Black men have always achieved. Whether we got the credit for it or not, we have. I reject the fact that there's only one way to be a real man. You gotta be on the street. No. It ain't always about the street. Life is war. You need to be a warrior scholar. So where are you going tonight? What are you doing? Are you just sitting at home? Are you sitting at home while you letting every other man out here run wild and take everything? Where are you? Look, man, ain't nobody rushing to get into the club to serve shit in red cups. The little hood joint, the little juke joint, the only people there is us. Go over there and go take what is yours. Bring who you want, take what's yours. And then what you do with it's your business. I don't care if you run over to the suburbs, play golf, go to the cocktail parties, go to the cigar lounge, go to the American Heart Association events, do all this upper echelon stuff and take it right back to the hood. Knock yourself out. I don't dick watch or pocket watch. I want you to get it. Guess what? Black women want you to get it too. I was talking to, I'm going to say the person's name, but I was reminding him of a video that a sister here did on YouTube. Talked about how she was married to a white guy and how she was feminine, beautiful, inspirational, just a model, traditional wife. Feminine, submissive, and all these other kind of things. And I remarked that in this video, she had a revelation that says, you know what? Everything I did for that guy, I could have done it for a black man. I could have done that. I could have done it. And I could have done all this. And then my children would have had a father and mother that looked like her. It was the first time I heard a woman actually admit the truth that we know. But what the kind of things she likes doing? There weren't a lot of black men out there. Black men. If black women like going to the ballet, opera, art, I have more black women hit me up saying, thank you for doing what you're doing. I want a CIA black man, but I cannot find a black man out here who likes to do anything. I can't find him. It's not that I don't want to be this, it's just the things I like to do. I don't want to just do Netflix and chill. I want to go here. I want to do that stuff. But so many black men today make me as a black woman feel bad for wanting better. So either I go with a non-black man or I go without. Women are our enemy, man. You know me. You know my views, but you have.
Get your first paycheck. Realize it won't cover your rent. Let Intuit help you reduce debt, save money, and build your credit. Enjoy adulting. Intuit, your way to money.
Darlings, do you have dark spots from the sun, under eye dark circles from late nights, redness, hormonal pigmentation?
A lot of us should be ashamed of ourselves today. They don't even have to beat us anymore. Because you quit before you even get in the ring. You're not getting in the ring like Jack Johnson and fighting for the heavyweight trophy. You just saying, fuck it, I'm not gonna box. It's easy to beat men who don't show up. So that's the tact on this channel. I demand excellence in performance. You will perform. So will I. We're gonna get there together. But there will be no bullshit over here. No, we can't do it because this. We can't do it because that. We can't hit this channel. And if this ain't the way you flow, do yourself a favor and leave, because you're not gonna be happy, because I'm going to push you to be a better version of yourself. To not just be here, to go out there and do something. Appreciate it, RJ. That brother right there, multi-six-figure brother. You black women should be lining up in Arkansas to try to find that man. Move your ass to Arkansas. Get in this goddamn inbox. That brother is already... He's made the money. He's got the security. And all he wants is a feminine, inspirational, beautiful, submissive woman who will allow him to take care of her. What does he want in return? Your cooperation and some sons. You want to keep going to the cocktail parties by yourself? Black men, understand something. Where you want to be, what you want to get to. I don't think anybody listening to this has had a water hose turned on them, dog sicked on them. The shit that our fathers and our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers and all those people had to go through. We got to do better. So like we said, I'll tell you right now, you get in the comment section, you got some slick, stupid shit to say, I want to invite you to the block button. Do my part to help you look like you, look in place, look the part. I can help you look like you fit in these places. You've already done the work. Do the last piece of work here. And then the whole show your work thing is great, but you gotta do something. You cannot stay in the house. Cannot stay on the couch. Build an airplane while we're flying. Go. Your big tongue, your big lips, your southern accent, your street slang, go. Go. Don't know the rules, learn, go, figure it out, do better. nobody stopping you but you. In every city, in every state, in every city, there is opportunity there. People are dying to get to this country. We have no excuse. None. None that I will accept. And none that you should accept either. Stop playing with life, gentlemen.